Problem statement 1. Write a program to find the smallest integer value b for the given value of a. If we multiply the digits of b, we should get the exact value of a. Result b must contain more than one digit. Instructions. Input must be a single integer value. Print not possible if result not found. Here are the sample test cases for further explanation. In test case 1, input is 10 and output is 25, the factors of 10 are 2 and 5, so combining them gives 25. Next is 56, its factors are 2, 4, 7, 8, 14 and 28, out of them we have to select two values, such that their product is 56, so 78 is smallest among them. For 13 as input, its has no factors other than 1 and 13, so output will be not possible. Now we are going to write the code in Python. Let's take a number in n, instead of taking input. Now we have to check whether n is in the given range, else we must print not possible. We have to check if the n is prime. If it is prime, then we will print not possible. Else we will continue. But first we have to write the function is prime that we have called in line 7. If n is greater than 1 and less than 4, then it is prime, so return true. Next, we have a for loop, in which I varies from 2 to square root of n. Square root function returns value in float, so we have to convert it to integer. We will check if n is divisible by I. If it is, then n is not prime, so return false. Else, n will be prime, so return true. Let's check if our function is running properly. We got an error, math is not defined. We have to import math. Let's run and check. Yeah, it is giving false, that is, n is not prime. Let's check for 13. True, means 13 is prime, our function is correct. Let's take a list to store the factors of n. In this for loop I varies from 2 to n. If n is divisible by I, then remainder will be 0, so I will be its factor. We must store this I in list. Let's print list factors and check. Here we can see 2 and 5 are the factors of n. Let's check for 56. Here we got the factors of 56. Let's import combinations with replacement from ithere tools. Let's store the combinations of factors list in C. Other parameter will be the number of digits of n. Let's print and check what we got in C. Here's the output, These are the different combinations of the factors list elements. Let's check for 10. 2 and 5 are factors of 10, so here are the combinations. Let's check if the product of the combination is equal to n. Only this combination gives the required product. Let's check for 56. There are 3 combinations, whose product is 56. These combinations are in the form of integer list. We want to concate them. To do so, we will use list map function to convert integer list to string list. Let's print and see. As you can see, we have converted it to string list, from integer list. Let's join the list and see. Here we can clearly see that 2 and 28 join to 8, 4 and 14 combine to form 414, similarly 7 and 8 join to form 78. Let's create another list to store these values. Let's append these values. The joined values are string, so we will convert them to integer, then append them. Let's print and check. All the values are converted into integer and stored in list. We have to find minimum value from list. For that, we will use min function. The value returned by min function will be the answer. Let's print and check. We got the correct answer. Let's delete unnecessary code. Let's make our code look better. Let's check for 10. We got 25 output for 10, and that's correct. Let's check for 56. We got 78 and that's correct. Let's check for 150. We got 556 and that's correct. Let's check for 13. We got not possible and that's correct. Our code passed all the provided test cases. This is solution 1, let us try another easier method to solve. Let's first comment this code. Let's start alternate method from here. Let's copy few lines to save time. This if checks if n is in range, else continue with logic. Let's take a list to store the factors of n. Let's take a for loop in which I varies from 1 to n. Let's check, if n is divisible by I, then we must store I in list. Let's print the list and check. Our input was 13, 13 has only two factors 1 and 13, because it is prime number. So our code must produce not possible as output. So, whenever there is prime number, the list will have only two values. So, we will check, if the length of list is 2, then we will print not possible as output. Else we will continue with the logic. But we can further simplify the code. If we change the range of loop, from 2 to n, then for prime number, the list will be empty, and its length will be 0. Let's run and check. Look, the list is empty for prime number 13. Let's check for 56. 56 has the factors 2, 4, 7, 8, 14 and 28. Let's write the logic. In this for loop, I will be the list of combinations of list factors. Let's print I, and check, what's there in I. We forgot to give the length parameter. Length will be the number if digits of n. Let me show you, what length of string of n does. Let's comment this print, and focus on upper print. "56 is a two-digit number, so we got 2 here. Let's change 56 to 150, let's delete this commented code. Let's run and check. Here you can see, 150 is a 3-digit number, so, we got 3 as output. Let's check for 9870. "9870 is a 4-digit number, so 4 is printed. For easier understanding, we will continue with 56 instead. Back in for loop. Let's print I, and check. These are the combinations of the factors of 56. We had written the is prime function, now we don't need it, so we will delete it. Let's check the combinations of factors of 150. Here you can see, 150 is 3-digit number, so there are 3 numbers in each tuple. We have to find product of terms of I. For that purpose, we have math.product, it gives the product of all the terms of list passed to it. Let's print I, and product of all the terms of I. Here you can see the tuple, and product of its terms. Our input was 150, we want tuple whose product is 150. There are many such tuples, we need only those. Let's write a condition to check, for the product of tuple to be equal to n. Let's print xn and check. Now we got only those tuple, whose product is equal to n, unlike last time. Now our next task is to concate those tuples to form a number. Let's take a list named prods, which will store the concatenated tuple values. We will append those values in prods list. But we cannot concatenate integers, so we have to convert the integer tuple to string list. For doing so, we are using list map str. This will return string list. We have to join the list to form a single string. Join function does that job for us, it returns the string. Int function will convert the string to integer, and append it in prods. Let's print the prods list and check. We got an error. My bad, I wrote I instead of lis. Let's write lis and check. Yes, we got the list of combined tuple. 2325 is 2325, 2515 is 2515, 3510 is 3510 and 556 is 556. We need to find smallest value among them. For that we will use min function, it will return minimum value from list prods. Let's run and check. We got the correct answer. Let's modify, to make it ergonomic. Let's check for 10. It gave correct output. Let's check for 150. Output is correct. Let's check for 13. It's correct output. Let's check for 100. That's also correct. We have successfully passed all the cases. In both of our codes, we have a playlist of all the TCS DCA questions, check them out.
Thanks for watching Python Everyday. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to watch other videos on our channel. Goodbye, see you in the next video.